What is up, Farmstrong Nation? So I've been sitting in the tractor today and been trying to come up with why is it so hard to make lasting changes to health and fitness. I'm a fitness coach, I help a lot of people, also don't reach a lot of people. As weird as that sounds, and as much as fitness coaches don't want to admit that, there's a lot of people who start with me who fall off. So I wanted to go over why I believe some people make it, some people flip their culture, and why in general the universe wants to keep you exactly where you are, and taking something to change your path is so tough. Right? And I'm not going to give you a cliche thing like, hey, add fitness, nutrition, and support, and it's easy button, because it's totally not. But here, I just want to get like what is going on. The universe wants to keep you exactly the way you are and exactly the way you're not. Right? Like your life has worked out in a way from the way you were parented, from the job that you fell in, from your genetics. All of these factors kind of set you on a path, right? And just like rivers are formed, right? Like water flows downhill and they find the path of least resistance, it starts to cut a channel, and that's kind of how life happens for you. It's fallen into this routine, right? And so when you're wanting to make a change in the routine, essentially what we're doing is rerouting something that has been working for you. Even if it hasn't been working for you, it's something you have been doing long enough that it's different now. It's scary, and maybe you can redirect the river for a little bit, but it takes so much effort to do that. A lot of times the river just kind of starts to flow back right down that channel, the path of least resistance to, right? So here's what I believe is the single greatest contributing factor to actually how to make it a lasting change, rather than just this thing you tried and maybe you did it for a little bit and then you fell back in old ways. All right, you ready for this? All right, so the universe wants to keep you in place. So if you actually want to make a lasting change, you gotta find a different universe. And that seems like, well, Andy, that doesn't really make sense. Here's what I mean by that. Your life, the people in your life wanna hold you to where you are, right? So when you first initially make a change, it's almost like you feel like a superhero doing the things you're trying to do, right? Like, give me some likes or hearts on that, right? Like, hey, I'm trying to eat in a different way, or I'm trying to exercise, so I'm trying to change my schedule in a different way. And maybe the people in your life that you spend a lot, they don't really get it at first. They don't get that there's a new you yet, right? They've been dealing with the you that's existed for a long period of time. And so when you're doing something or wanting, maybe you don't want to go out for Pizza Fridays, but it's freaking Pizza Fridays, right? And now all of a sudden, Pizza Fridays, maybe that's not part, but you saying no to Pizza Fridays, all your friends are eating pizza on a Friday, like, you can do it for a week, you can do it for 2 weeks, but you almost feel like a superhero to be able to have the strength. I had an initial consultation with a client today, emotionally eats, big sweet tooth, had a kind of a traumatic experience, was going to go drive out to Dairy Queen, go to town on that, and had a kind of a win moment where she drove on by and didn't have the Dairy Queen, right? But that was like a superhero moment for her to resist that in that moment, okay? We only can keep that up for so long, right? And then it gets hard, right? Like, just like that river, it wants to fall back into its banks. It wants to go down the path of least resistance. So the people who do make the lasting change, the people who jump their banks, carve a new channel, they switch universes. They love the new culture. And here's why that is so hard, is because the culture that you in, it almost feels like you're abandoning it when you're switching this. So if you want to get healthy and start eating healthy ways, a lot of times you need to find healthier friends who are eating things, and the people that maybe you were running with, old relationships, people who know you, they feel left out, or they feel like you're too good for them now. There's all of these different, like a matrix of things that are social, like constructs that are impacting this, right? So when you decide to take a change, step out of your banks, I'm gonna flow this different way, the people who are used to you being in there, they don't get it. And so one, they kind of ostracize you, they kind of push you out, or they try to pull you back in to the old ways. So you being able to jump and stay and change and make it lasting, it's almost like you have to just find that new culture and learn to love it. And the scary part is leaving the old part behind. All right, so like what I offer is, fitness accountability groups where there's a lot of fellowship, there's a lot of camaraderie. The people who stick, the people who make it, the people who they don't just stick for a month or do one program and then fall off, the people who get lasting results, love the culture. Right? I really get CrossFit people, like a lot of people make fun of CrossFit because it's like a CrossFit cult, but they love the culture, right? People who are runners, there's not really necessarily a social culture, but it's like, it says a lot about who they go, and it's that distance thing, it's the culture of running. They learn to fall in love with it. Same with cycling, right? Like people go on these distance marathon races, that becomes who they are. They jump cultures, right? They didn't just do a thing and still try to like resist. It's like they became a different thing. All right, so a lot of things people are just looking for the right program, the right way to eat, the right somebody with the right advice. But I believe that the true answer is to fall in love with the right lifestyle. And it sounds easy, like you just want to be healthy, right? But you like really gotta love the people you're doing with. You gotta love the things that it says about you to do. Like you gotta have people there supporting you where you don't feel like the superhero anymore. You're just a part of that culture. You're just the part of people who do what you do. Like there's that culture in anything. Like if you want to be a runner, there's runner people, right? You just become one of those people. And here, the reason it's so hard is the old way that you used to be, or the thing that you're trying to change from, you've been carving that channel just the way like a river carves its banks for a long time. It's got you exactly where you are, exactly where you're not. And when you decide to leave that, the things that have been holding you into place are either going to push you away, make you feel isolated, or they're going to pull you back in there. So the gravitational pull towards the new lifestyle or where you want to be has to be stronger than that. You have to be okay with letting that old stuff go, maybe old friends go, maybe old favorite meals go, and learn to love new things, right? And it has to be a lasting thing. A lot of people fall in love it for a little bit, something goes a little haywire, they make it wrong, and then all of a sudden that gravitational pull to the old life brings them back in. They're able to withstand long enough, but then somebody says something, or I fell out of a group, I moved, something happened, get pulled back in. So if you really want to make a lasting change, fall in love with the culture, be committed to it, and know that it takes time to build relationships. It takes time to carve a new channel into where you want to go. So that's my advice I have for you today. That getting healthy is tough, especially if you've been living life a certain way for a long time. And it's really, really tough to do it alone. No superheroes allowed long term in that. If you do need a system of support and you've been interested in stuff that I do, I would love to talk to you. I would love to surround that with you and offer my groups up to you, because there's amazing people there. It's not just me that help people fall in love with that healthy lifestyle, and that fall in love with it, and that feel connected with the community, that feel that magnetic pull towards that life that you really want is absolutely necessary to keep you from falling back into old ways. So I appreciate you guys for watching my live. Hope that was beneficial for you. Think about that, where you want to go. How could you fall in love with that? And I think that's probably the key to your success. So have a great night. Go grow your dreams. Catch you later.